don't go believing anything I say. No, don't go believing me. No, don't listen to me. Don't take any notice. Don't listen to anything that I say. Thank you.
Creating a new trilateral defence partnership known as AUKUS, with the aim of working hand in glove, the United Kingdom, Australia and the United States vaccinate the world.
It doesn't matter whether it's in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks.
To join the club because it's really worthwhile.
We're back, 7:42, with our series, The New Space Race. And this morning, the Star Trek legend who can now truly say he has boldly gone where so few have gone before.
Yeah, at the age of 90, Bill Shatner made history yesterday when he and 3 others shot off into space on that Blue Origin rocket, an event watched all around the world.
And fresh from that voyage into the final frontier, Mr. Shatner is with us live to tell us all about it. Good morning.
You did it.
I hope we have a time enough to get through all the impressions. The first thing I want to say is the irony. I have an album out there called Bill right now. It's getting great reviews. And there is a song that we wrote called So Far From the Moon, in which at that time, the song relates to 55 years ago, 55. When I came out, when if everything worked, and I see the little blue orb, and I said blue orb, and I said blue orb, and I said going at 2,500 miles an hour, breaking through this little thin blue skin that surrounds Earth, that provides us with life. We broke through that with an count of 1 or 2 at 2,500 miles an hour, and the skin is 50 miles thick. Bright blue covering of Earth that's only 50 miles wide, and we plunged through it at 2,500 miles an hour. Broke through, and all of a sudden the blue is down below, and the blackness of space. Now space is interesting. Broke through it, and then all of a sudden, like this punch in the face, there was the blackness of space, and none of the mystery of the twinkling stars, the galaxies, just pure blackness. The universe lies there. The universe lies there. The universe lies there. But at that moment, in that big window, it was only black and ominous, and that was death, and this was life. This is life, and that's death. And this is life, and that's death. And this is life, and that's death. Because the sun was in my face and the window, and whatever the reasons were, space is cold and ominous and ugly, and it really threatens death. There's death there. And everything else just stood still for a moment. And everything else just stood still for a moment.
You came back down to Earth.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The fragility of this planet.
We haven't got much time left.
The coming catastrophic event. The coming catastrophic event. The coming catastrophic event.
Only about 40 days. Only about 40 days. Only about 40 days. Future generations utterly depend on them.
This patent, it relates to systems and methods for anonymously selecting subjects for treatment against an infectious disease caused by a pathogen, comprising 1, a plurality of electric devices configured with instructions to generate an ID when in proximity of another such electric device. So the vaccine coordinates with electronic devices within yourself and others. It also receives an ID from electronic device, and then it generates a score based on the plurality of such the device received.
I've experienced the Earth a lot longer than most people. What is tragic is if our children, especially our children's children,
The coming catastrophic event.
don't have a chance to be part of this beautiful thing we call Earth. And
We must get it right. History judges, but we can't let them down.
And we all have to clean this act up now.
ruining this planet as we are, we're on the verge. We're on the verge. We're on the verge to bring you the good news, and it's just sad that we're at the tipping point. We haven't got time to wait 30 years and 30 years and 30 years. And argue about a few $1 billion, which we should. How much should we invest in global warming? How much should we invest in global warming? How much should we invest in global warming? We're there. We're there. We're there. We're there. I don't understand the inability to see what's coming our way and how we have to stand up to it.
If you go to the figures that I sent you, figure 4 and figure 5, which is slide 11, you can see this well laid out right there, and it shows a network of people and how they're all connected to one another. The abstract or the art description ends with these said devices are connected to at least one server or said electronic devices comprised to generate a prediction of likelihood of subject transmitting a pathogen and based on the score of that subject. And if you take a look again, you can see the configuration straight from the patent that show people are connected to one another in groups. And then in the center of the group, if you go on to the next slide, that may be someone who is got a low score or a high score for propensity of infection or may not be vaccinated. And then the group is coordinated to understand that that person may need to be vaccinated. And that score is based on electronic information, geographical information, government information, and human information. So if you go on to the patent, and again, people can see this for their own eyes, talking with our U.S. Patent Office, they give a real life example. And I want you to listen to the words that they use in the patent. They go, now we're making the following prophetic example, which together with the above description illustrates some embodiments of the invention. They use the word prophetic, and they come up with 3 people, John Doe, Jane Smith, and Mark Light. And so you'll see on here a week of their activities, and they get a score based on their activities and their interactions with other people. And it looks like Mark should be at the highest risk for getting another vaccination. But they also consider other things. They also consider their age, their professional experience, health conditions. And unfortunately for Jane, there's another thing that they consider. They consider going to religious gatherings. So Jane, who was below Mark for getting a vaccination, well, she got a few extra points for going to a religious gathering, and now she's ahead of Mark in need of a vaccination. Again, this is all in the patent, and I know it sounds crazy. I am just reading you words from our U.S. Patent Office from 2 guys who have a venture capital firm based out of Israel and in the Middle East, in Dubai.
Bill, thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.